Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. As I was turning my cup here, I was thinking I should have had a cup that said Enterprise on it, so I guess I'm going to have to get busy and design another cup. I hope the outfit here in Canada that makes the cups is still in business. Actually, I get them from a place called Staples. I think Staples is sort of an international thing, but I could be wrong. Anyway, that's where the cup is made, and I think it's in Toronto. Okay, now, I have been up for over 2 hours already, and most of that time I've been on my feet, and it's really good to be able to sit down. My knees are sore. Yeah, I got all the boxes cut up from the U-boat, and I'll be putting them in the garbage in the recycle bin. I was gonna take the recycle bin stuff out and sort it outside. It's too cold. Minus 14.9 Celsius. Yeah, but that's better than it was. Yeah, maybe that warm weather that they predicted for Sunday is coming. Anyway, today might be a good day to run to the hobby store and get paint. I don't think we're going to be doing too much gluing of parts here today, or even nipping off of sprues. I think we're going to be going through our manual here and try and figure out, what kind of paint we need. That might be a good idea. Now, we are pretty much done with the U-boat, but a couple of viewers reminded me that I forgot about the mirror that has to go in behind the conning tower. I don't know how I forgot about that, and I never even noticed it when I was looking at the thing all lit up, and so maybe after I go to the hobby store, I'll stop off at the dollar store and try and pick up a mirror. Now I know I can get them from Amazon too, but I think I can probably get them from the dollar store for $2-3. It doesn't have to be a very big one. Okay. We are done with the U-boat. I think it's time to symbolically hang this on the wall. This morning I did make a space for it, and what I did do was I took down the sprues that were hanging on the wall. Hey, it's been 6 years. It's time for a change. It was a good idea at the time, and at the time I thought, I'll have all my walls wallpapered with the sprues from the build. And I thought, wouldn't that be cool? Well, at the time it sounded like a good idea, but it doesn't anymore. Okay, let's try and get this pin through here. There we go. And we'll get this hung up, and then we can move on to the Enterprise. Yeah, find out what we need paint-wise, and see what step one is all about. Yeah. Okay, we are ready for you-know-who. Who should be by here in about an hour. All being well. Okay, let's get going here and try and get into the Enterprise. I should do something with all these wires. Yeah. This one's the telephone wire. This one is the fiber optic wire for the surveillance monitor. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, trying not to get a reflection off this shiny color call out here from the overhead lights. If you remember, I was saying I was going to be using the Tamiya brand because it's so easy to work with for me. So that's what I'm going to do. And obviously we're going to be needing the most paint for the hull and the deck. And if you notice here, the bottom of the hull calls for H17. well, we go over here to H17. The Tamiya version of it is the XF9, which is what we've been using all along for the in other words, the hull red. And so that's a no-brainer. However, when it gets to the sides of the hull, it calls for something called, where did I read it here? Ocean gray. Yeah, ocean gray. And ocean gray does not have the same thing in Tamiya. In fact, the only thing they've got it in is Model Master, which I don't think I can get here in Winnipeg. And I'm not going to mess around with that with different brands of paint. I want to stick with something that I'm used to and I like, and it's easy to clean up. And for the most part, it's easy to brush. Now, I don't think I have ever brushed the XF9. It could be that I am going to change my mind about trying to brush this entire thing. You know, it just might not work out. I'm not that stubborn. I mean, if I see that it's just turning out to be a disaster, then I'll spray. But I want to see if I can do this whole thing with a brush. I mean, after all, I can't be the only person that, you know, that there's got to be a lot of people out there that do not have an airbrush. Okay, we've had this conversation before. So we've got the bottom of the hull picked out. Now I've got to try and figure out what would Tamiya's counterpart be for ocean gray. Now I'm very used to using the XF19, the 66, and the 77, but none of those have I would say a tint of blue in them, and the 19 is too similar to what the sprue is. I do believe that the sprue is of the same color, and I haven't checked, but I think it's the same color as the previous 4 ships we've done. So I'd like to have something that's a little bit different so that I can see where I have painted and where I haven't. Okay, so what could I find here that would be the same as ocean gray and in the Tamiya XF? I'll have to go to the color chart and see what I can find there that I think looks good. Boy, at this rate, we're not going to get to the hobby store today. Hello, Missy. Now that was a short walk.
Good morning, Dr. Hunt.
Good morning. Come on in if you can find your way. We're a little bit less organized this morning.
We're early. Cut you one of theirs.
Okay, now wait a minute here, Missy. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, it's a little bit warmer. A little bit warmer.
Yeah. Cold wind out of the south. Other than that.
Okay, sit down. There you go. That's a good girl. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm starting the Enterprise this morning.
Wow.
I got my recycle bin in here to get rid of all the old cardboard from the U-boat and got started on that. I was going to do it outside, And I went outside and I thought, oh, it's a lot easier to bring the bin inside where it's warm to repack.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Your submarine looks magnificent.
Oh, thank you. I kind of like it too. But I forgot about the mirror that I was going to put in the back behind the conning tower.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to do that yet. But that's, that's not a big deal. Go to the dollar store and pick up a mirror.
How will you affix it?
I'm just going to stand it on, as far as I know, I'm just going to stand it behind the conning tower on the shelf. I think it'll work.
Are you going to get a couple of those two-faced stickies to put the top against the wall?
Yeah, except that I find that over a period of time, there's the things end up pulling the paper off of the drywall.
Ah.
So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I think I'll just stand it up on the shelf. Bye, Missy.
If you diet tomorrow, you're never hungry.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay.
I'll see you this afternoon.
We'll see you this afternoon. Bye, Missy. Well, there we go. It closed itself again. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Now let's continue on here. We know that the bottom is going to be the XF9. And the upper hull has got to be ocean blue, so I was going to check that out. Now the deck. Yeah, the deck. What do they want us to paint the deck? They got it here. What am I? Let's see. Ocean gray, not ocean blue. Now the deck has got to be. Where did I see this? Okay, this is. Okay, that's not it. Okay, let's recompose here and get ourselves organized. Okay, I've overridden the ISO here by about a full f-stop to try and bring out the color of the deck because the white paper throws the exposure for a loop here. And I knew I'd seen it earlier. It says dark, or does it say dark or deck? D-E-C-K, deck, not dark. Okay, it says deck blue. Deck blue. But it doesn't give any hint, unless maybe in the here on the color callout. Yeah, let's just get this down a bit here so we. Okay. Deck blue. Okay, Tamiya would be TS48. What would that be? TS48. Okay, as you have realized by now that the TS48 is a spray can. I should have guessed that from the S. And I'm wondering if there isn't something else that we could use that would be similar. For instance, the 77 is sort of a dark gray. You know, it's funny. I would have thought that they would have had the deck a light color, but I guess maybe coming in with an aircraft, maybe the dark would be better for some reason or another. I don't know. I've never landed on an aircraft carrier. What do I know? I actually have landed airplanes, but not on an aircraft carrier. Yeah. Okay. What would be a good one? The 66 might be a little bit too light. I realize that the extremely bright sunshine outside right now and the snow is throwing our exposure for a loop again. I guess I don't have to have the window in the scene, do I? I could crank it over like this. And I could maybe come down a little bit like this. Yeah, that works a little better. Now I've got to refocus. That's all right. Okay, as you probably noticed from the clock, the time is getting on. It's almost noon already. I've had other things I'd wanted to do, like my recycle stuff. I think I'm going to go to the hobby store tomorrow morning. The reason being, I did check the weather. The weather tomorrow morning is supposed to be actually a little milder than this morning, and no precipitation. So it might actually be a little better, and it'll give me a chance to decide what I am going to actually do here, because I don't want to walk into the hobby store and not have a list of stuff I want. But one thing I want to get is a wire brush, like I used to have years ago. Yeah. I'm sure that they have it. I should go back on Eliminator's website and see what they have in stock and make a list. Now, we can't do that on camera right now. We're going to do that off camera. It's a little bit early to end the episode. My coffee visitor is not coming by till 3:30 this afternoon, so I do have a little bit of time here to, as I often say, get my act together. Well, let's just try and do that. Okay, I know what we can do here. We can check and see what step 1 is all about. Okay, here we go. Step 1. You know, we should write the date down. I did write the date down on the submarine, but forgot what it was now. Okay, today is, where are we here? It is the 21st, February 21st. That's sort of when we're starting this. Okay. Step 1 has to do with Y. Piece Y. I think this is part of the deck. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to go find it. Yeah, let's have a little look here and see what is Y. This brings back memories. Oh boy, does this ever bring back memories. Yeah. Make 47. I can remember making about that many or maybe more of these. Was it on the hood? Yeah, I think it was the hood. It required a whole slew of these things. Yeah, they just went all over the place. Okay, well, we'll do it. Won't be doing it all on camera. Yeah, these look familiar as well. It's going to be kind of fun. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna not let things bother me. Okay, like photo etch. I'm not gonna let the photo etch bother me. It's not that I can't do it. It's just it's not one of my favorite things. All right, let's see what piece Y looks like and what it is. Okay, I checked in the manual here. I haven't gone to the boxes yet, but it is what I thought it is. It is the rear flight deck. In other words, the largest piece of decking. So looks like we got to deal with the deck right off the bat. So we got to get our paint tomorrow. Okay. This is what you would call mugging for the camera. I am having a lot of fun editing out the footage that I'm taking with this Insta360. It's a bit of a learning curve in the software and the editing software, but alrighty, everything's pretty much the way it was first thing this morning here. That is after I cleaned up all the U-boat stuff. Look at the size of this decal sheet. Holy cow. Okay, put that over there for the time being. And here's our hull. It may as well just stay there. The hull actually has a little bit of weight to it. Okay. Now, if you will recall, we labeled all our sprues. So all our sprues are labeled. So that's going to be handy. Now let's be gentle here. Let's not get too rambunctious. Okay, so the photo etch is in this box. And I don't think we're going to need the hull for a while. Okay, the aircraft parts. Yeah, try and put them so that they're, I can sort of go through them like a filing cabinet. Makes it a lot easier. I want to be careful not to be breaking any delicate pieces. Okay, I think I can probably find everything pretty quick here. Now the piece we're looking for is going to be in this box right here. And I don't think we need to look for the letter Y, although there it is. Okay, that's the piece we need. That's our deck. I think this is the upper surface. Well, let's take it back over to the model table and have a look-see. Yeah. Oh, by the way, yes, my shoes are actually bigger than normal. I know that with the wide-angle lens, it makes me look like I have great big feet, but these are size 13. Remember about a year ago when I was running around on the motorcycle or the scooter in my slippers? Well, it's because I couldn't find shoes that were wide enough for me. So then I came across these on Amazon, and they're actually extra wide, and they're 13s. My feet aren't actually that long, but anyway, I just want to let you know. Because I was looking at some footage I took down in my workshop yesterday. I thought, holy cow, I look like one of those cartoon characters. Yeah, well, I guess maybe that's what I look like. Maybe that's why people watch. Yeah. Mr. Magoo, right, Alex? Okay. Ron, you poor pathetic old model maker, you. Yeah, let's recompose here in such a way that we can actually see the texturing on this deck. If I get the lighting coming in at a very acute angle here, we should actually be able to see that quite clearly. Now, a moment ago I was looking in the monitor there to see what all I had, and I saw Thornton's sign here that he made, and he made the suggestion, and I don't know why I didn't think of this myself. Okay, I'm going to have to stand up here. Why not take this and put it somewhere over by the submarine? That makes a lot more sense than over above the clock. Yeah, that's. I don't think that's hand drawn. I think that's a print. They probably made thousands of these things. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet. I'll probably hang it on the wall, uh, underneath the shelf. Yeah, that's the plan. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to do that a little later. Let's put this over here. Okay, now we were going to rearrange our lighting here and move in and take a look at this deck here. Is this the sort of thing that we dare brush, or should we actually be spraying it? Okay, a moment ago I was looking at the manual here and I was seeing where it says make hole. And there was a whole bunch of holes that it wants us to make. It seems to me we ran into this sort of thing on one of the other builds as well. I can't remember which one now. Wasn't the submarine anyway. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm looking at our deck, and I don't see any place and then I realize that the deck is right side up, and what we have to do is flip it upside down. Then it will match up with the like this is this, obviously, because there's the holes we have to make. And yeah, so all right, let's get our lighting readjusted here and see if we can see the texturing on this deck. Okay, the raised detail, if you want to call it that, is actually very subtle. And I can see where if you're quite a ways off, you're not going to really see it. And if I was to, fill the detail up with paint, that would make it even worse. So I'm just wondering now, can I brush something that delicate? I think some of I've had really good luck with the Tamiya XF66. It when it dries, it shrink wraps really, really well. Now it's probably not the only one, but anyway, you can see the raised. It's not, well, I guess it'd be sort of planking. I guess it's supposed to represent planking. Planking that ran crossways on the deck. I would think that's what it is. I don't know what the deck of an aircraft the old World War II aircraft carriers were. Were they wood, or were they some kind of metal? Maybe there's somebody that actually knows. Yeah, maybe North Carolina Jeff, I think you had something to do with an aircraft carrier, didn't you? You might know. Anyway, we got some other little places here. We got to get rid of something like this. I'm sure that's not supposed to be there. And we got to make our holes. So, yeah. Okay. 8 minutes after 1. I think I'm going to enjoy this build. I think that it's probably going to take as long or maybe longer than the submarine. And the reason I say that is because I find I'm slowing down. I think we'll get done. That's my prediction. We will get it done maybe in a year and a half. That's my guess. We'll just see how. I'm not going to try and improve myself right and adjust every pace myself so that I can prove myself right. I'm going to we'll just see what happens. I'm going to make another prediction. This might be my last large kit, unless I'm going to make another prediction. Trumpeter is probably going to come out with the Mashushi. I think that's how you say it. And the reason being is they've already done the Yamato, and so much of the Yamato is the Mashushi. So they wouldn't have to do a whole lot of extra stuff to, they've done that before, that sort of thing before. Like they did the Titanic, and then I think they've got the Olympic. Well, they're so similar. They probably share the same hull and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of the deck and superstructure. Anyway, if Trumpeter comes out with the Mashushi, they might make it available here in Canada. Now, I'm just going to make a little joke here. Now, it could be that by that time, Canada will be part of the United States, and we all know that the Yamada was available in the United States. Okay, yeah, sometime maybe I will tell you how I really feel about a merger between the United States and Canada. I will tell you how I actually feel about it, but it's not going to be today. What I did do, though, is I snapped a picture of the metal plaque, which is now underneath the submarine. Okay, that's where I put it. Thank you, Thornton. Okay, yeah, I'm going to wrap her up here. Maybe I'll spend the rest of the day off camera just thinking what kind of paint should I get tomorrow when I go to the hobby store. And in all likelihood, I will not video going to the hobby store. I know I often do that, but I don't think I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, we got started on the Enterprise. I think it's going to be a nice model. It's going to go, can you see it? Okay, you can see over there where the books are on the bottom shelf. That's where it's going to go. I think I've mentioned that before. It'll fit there. And I'm going to have to really modify that in such a way that it can be sort of glassed in dust proof. Okay, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.